Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And our topic again is the post-nuclear world, nuclear war world. And in this video, we look at the internet in a post-nuclear war world. It should not be difficult for our viewing audience to understand that those who trigger off a nuclear war, nuclear weapons war, and who are the ones who want to win the war and who are going to benefit primarily from it, would be careful, would ensure that they knock out the internet around the world maybe half an hour before the commencement of that war, or maybe a few minutes before. How they do this? I am not a specialist in that technology. I'm not a specialist, so there will be viewers who have much more knowledge of this than I do. But would it be possible for the entire internet to be shut down? Is it possible? Yes, I believe it is possible, but you can confirm it for me, those who are listening to this video. And so I got an email from one of my students, and he advised me. He says, listen, you have to prepare for that. The nuclear war can take place at any time, and you have to prepare for that. One of the best decisions I ever took in my life, apart from going to study with Maulana Fadlur Rahman Ansari, rahimahullah, was I would spend years to write a book. I prefer to be outside and to enjoy the sunshine and the breeze and listen to the birds and go by the seaside as others are doing. And I stay at home and I sit down and I write and I write and I write, sometimes with tears in my eyes, devoted to this so that this can be done while depriving myself of that enjoyment. And then having written the book, I will put it immediately on the internet for free download. Even though I earn my modest livelihood from the sale of my book still, and I've done this for every single book I have written. Alhamdulillah, today I'm grateful. I'm grateful to Allah who guided me to take this decision. So now then, what he has said to me in this email is you have to take steps to protect all of this information, all of this guidance that you have delivered all through your life. And of course, the ripest part is in your old age. And so he says, advise your students around the world to use something called a USB flash drive. And store all the books, store all the lectures on the USB flash drive. The books, of course, should not be difficult to store. But he further advises that when you store the lectures, there's no need to store them as videos. What is more important is the audio. And if you're storing only the audio, it makes it so much easier than storing the videos as well. It will greatly reduce the size of the drive. This is what he said to me. And the sound is what is more important. Let me read it. The plus side is the sound. The sound, for sound only, is that you simply need a battery operated, what is that? MP3 player. I don't know what's that. An MP3 player and a battery-operated MP3 player. Whereas with the video, you require a device with a screen as well. And so I'm recording this video for you because we know what's coming ahead. And maybe you can accept this advice from this brother who sent me the email and get what is called a flash drive, USB flash drive, and store all the books. There is no copyright on storing my books. It's when you want to use my books for your business as commercial. That's wrong. You have to get my permission for that. But you don't need my permission to store them or even to make a what you call a hard copy, a printout and so on. You don't need my permission for that. I pray that you will accept this advice. We already have all my books and my videos already stored. We have it, but you don't have it. And we may not be able to communicate these to you in a post-nuclear war world. So whoever has it will then be able to listen at that time. It will not be lost. And may Allah grant that we may have in our hearts that faith, that we will not be afraid to die. Thank you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi